Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Eric Bay has more from Tuesday's council meeting, including an update on the fire master plan.
Lloydminster City Council received an update on the city's fire master plan on Tuesday, which is in various stages of implementation as it is part of a 3-year plan. One of the focuses of the plan was communication, making sure that residents are properly informed with information that they need to know.
Well, I think the information sharing is a very important piece. And again, as it was alluded to in the discussion with council administration, there's some very basic information that can be provided after a fire call has been received or after the scene has been secured and the fire is contained. But to the extent some people want to know, well, what happened, the fire department has to figure that out. So we know that there could be a residential fire. Some people sometimes have that take the lead and describe it as a barbecue fire or things like that. The fire department will provide as much information as they can without there are also certain duties they have, and I think that's what we need to try and work towards and help the public understand. Fire department will report what they can as quick as they can, and it's not much different from anything else, be it the health services, the Alberta Saskatchewan Health Authority, or the police department, or the ambulance service, and any other emergency type organization can only provide as much information as deemed fit at that time. So it's a balancing between helping the public understand what they can be informed about and helping the fire service in this particular case ensure that there is a timely process to be followed so that as yourselves as media have the ability to contact the right person and get some information.
Another concern was the increase in the fire department's response to motor vehicle collisions in 2019. Between 2018 and 2019, the fire department received more than 20 more calls in the past year to MVCs in the city. But that is part of the new operating procedure for the fire department.
It's now become standard operating procedure where it was not in the past. So the fire department does respond to the MVAs rather than wait to be called. And I think from the perspective, it's in the best interest of the community, be it local residents or anyone traveling through, knowing that if a fire or an incident requiring the services of the fire department, be it the jaws of life for extrication or things like that, they'll be responding as soon as the call comes in rather than waiting for either police or ambulance to arrive on the scene and then determine that those services are required, yet they're that much further away. And having been a former firefighter, I can appreciate having the fire service on scene at a motor vehicle accident, because time can be of an essence, and I think having those services available in our community is a wonderful service to enjoy, and knowing that it's working together with the other emergency service organizations and services provided.
An update was also brought forward on the AFRRCS radio purchase for the fire department. After originally being brought forward 2 months ago, sole sourcing was deemed to be inappropriate, and council want to give other companies a chance to put in their bids. Now that other companies have been given a chance, the council has deemed this a more appropriate way to purchase the radios, even though it has gone to the same company.
It was. We wanted to ensure that we always try to sole source is our last choice of procurement, and we've had to deal with it lately because of a number of things. There was the original intention of administration was it was something that it was a particular company had done this business with the city in the past, and a lot of people had referred to them as a sole source. After we had some discussions with administration, it was brought forward there was a potential that other people might be able to supply those radios, and from that perspective there was there was 3 bids submitted, one from a local company for sure. I'm not familiar with the third company, and so we were able to execute following the preferred preference of procurement. And like I say, we've done sole source in the last couple meetings simply due to the issues and the timing. be it the swimming pool at the Clean Aquatic Center and some work being done at the Service Sports Center. It's not our preferred way, but it is an option that we'll use. But in the case of the radios, we felt that it wasn't the best choice, and I think this showed that in the whole process.
The number of residential buildings to take part in the home inspection program has doubled, part of the fire department's fire master plan to prevent fires before they can occur, something that the mayor calls encouraging. Eric Bay, Primetime Local News.
The 2020 Discover Lloydminster Travel Guide is out now, and Jace Mackey spoke with Jill Kelly to learn more about the new guide.
All right, so I'm joined here with Jill Kelly from Discover Lloydminster, and we're going to talk a little bit about the new 2020 Discover Lloydminster Guide. But first, Jill, I just wanted you to tell a little bit about, for people who may not know, what is the Discover Lloydminster Guide?
Sure. First, thank you for having me. The Discover Lloydminster Guide is a literal guide where it goes through all the things there are to see and do in our community. And so it's been the guide itself, book here, as well as there's a website at discoverlloydminster.ca for anybody who wants to check it out.
And so, there's a lot of different events and activities that are kind of in that guide to showcase for people to do throughout the year. And how do you guys find those events? Do people kind of reach out to you, or is it kind of a collaboration?
Both, actually. So traditionally for the event, what we end up doing is a lot of research on our side, as well as to see what brings people into the community. So it has to be a relatively large event and pull from a distance, something that people would want to come in for or mark their calendars, that kind of thing. We also have different people, whether they're locals or visitors, who can submit an event right on our website, and then that's how we get the information as well.
Because I know each year I always look at it and it's pretty thick and stuff. And a lot of times you can find them around the city at different stores and stuff. But this year you guys have had to make some changes. So obviously, first of all, where can people find it if they're looking for the new 2020 guide?
For sure. So they can download a hard copy of the guide right on our website, like I said, at discoverlloydminster.ca. They can also go to different local shops that we work with. So, for example, Home Hardware, Bricks and Shoes, Abbey Road. So there's a lot of different sponsors out there who will be offering the guide to anyone who wants it, whether they're open for business or if you order online from them.
That's awesome. And so was it kind of difficult when we were kind of dealing with this new reality for us with COVID-19? Was it kind of difficult to be able to figure out how you're going to be able to get this guide into the citizens' hands?
Yeah, I mean, it's a new world for everybody, right? So we're kind of just figuring it out as we go. We've reached out to many of our contacts in other tourism-type travel agencies and firms throughout Canada, from coast to coast. So we're kind of playing it by ear and seeing how this virus develops. And we're still online. We're on social media, Facebook and Instagram. If anyone wants to follow and join us, again, it's just Discover Lloydminster. So our overall message is to stay home, stay safe, but here are some local businesses that you can support and get out there while still, again, keeping your distance and following regulations that both the government and health authorities have put out for us.
That's awesome, and that's a great message. I know we all need to live by that. And for people who maybe they want to be able to go out and experience different things in the city while doing social distancing, what are some things that people can do here in Lloydminster that's still to stay safe?
For sure. So the one great thing is that we still have the availability to go outside. Again, there's lots of parks that Lloyd has. There's lots of walking paths and trails and that kind of thing. So take advantage of those. Of course, stay safe. Don't go out in massive groups, just with the people in your own home. And then respecting that 2-meter distance.
All right, awesome. That's so good to know. And what are some, just before we go, how can people find the guide again? What's your guys' website?
discoverlloydminster.ca. And again, we'll be posting on our social media a lot of different places that they can pick up a hard copy as well if they're interested.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much for talking with me today, Jill.
Thanks for having me.
One business that is usually busy during the spring is flower shops. They have been trying to adjust during this time by offering more flowers and different delivery methods. Jasmine King spoke with Art of Flowers on how they've been making adjustments to their business.
I'm joined here with Kelly Lanjoy, and she is the owner of Art of Flowers here in Lloydminster. And during this time, you guys are a business that really delivers and gives people who come in and pick up flowers. So how has this time really changed your business?
It's definitely different. We used to have a lot of walk-in traffic for us because we have the largest cooler in Lloyd for a flower shop out of the three of us. And I have to say it's very strange, but we're making do. I mean, we're doing a lot of curbside deliveries, and we're doing a lot of phone calls, a lot of web orders, and a lot of Facebook orders. So it's definitely different, but we're making it work.
And then you kind of just mentioned you have curbside delivery. So what are some of the changes that you've had to make so far?
We do contactless deliveries. So what that means is I call ahead. I've always called ahead to make sure people are home when we do deliveries anyway, and say that we'll send it out in the next hour or so. I then explain that we're going to do what we call a contactless delivery. And what that means is our guy's going to ring the doorbell. He'll put the flowers or the gift basket or whatever it is on the doorstep, and he'll step away about 8-10 feet, and he'll just wait to make sure that somebody gets the flowers or whatever it is, the gift, in a timely fashion, because we don't want flowers to sit outside very long, obviously, especially in the cold.
And what has the support been like from the community so far?
You know what? The first couple of weeks, I think everybody's kind of in shock with the lockdown. But I think now, like last week, it just sprung back, which was nice to see. And I was a bit overwhelmed at Easter, to be honest with you, because I am very short-staffed. It's me and another gal, God bless her for coming in to help me. So, I mean, it's last Thursday was like I needed probably 3 or 4 people, and there was only 2 of us. She was greening, and I was the one answering the phones and running around. So I was like a chicken with my head cut off there on Thursday. So truly appreciate every single customer who's placed an order with us. We're all trying to get through it all together. And, sometimes flowers brings a little bit of brightness to someone's day if they're sitting inside and, you don't have anything pretty to look at. I mean, it just gives a little bit of a smile to someone's day.
And during this time, are you guys offering any, deals or special products just to, like you said, lift the mood up and spread the positivity?
You know what? The things that I tend to do is I do it quite a bit actually, is I tend to make bigger arrangements than what we would normally do. We tend to add like more flowers, bigger arrangement than normal.
And do you think that it's good for people, they also realize that helping you is helping other local businesses and potentially, those who have their greenhouses out there who are selling their flowers in a time where they might have a lot of customers, like you said, coming into your store a lot?
I'm not sure what your question is, darling. I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's just kind of, how helping out now is good for helping out local businesses, because a lot of people, they don't realize that this is a time that would be popular for you, especially with spring.
Yeah, that is true. That is correct. The thing of it is, not every small business is going to survive. If people don't order, even the smallest thing that you order helps every small business. And I'm a huge believer in buying local as best as you can. At least give somebody the opportunity, here versus ordering from Amazon or somewhere like that. Because Amazon is not gonna, give you silent auction items or anything else like donations to any of your local things, your charities and all that stuff. And I mean, I'm a big believer in giving back to the community. So I realize and I'm very grateful for people who come in and get things from me, because I do give back, as do all small businesses. I mean, we're the lifeblood of the community, along with all of the people who come and, do business with us. So, I mean, that's a big thing.
And if anyone wanted to contact you for a delivery or pickup, what can they do?
They can just obviously give us a phone call at 8445, or you can go online to my website, which is www.lloydminsterflowers.com. And the thing of it is, you can also go on Facebook and look at Art of Flowers. We tend to put more on there. I mean, don't worry about whatever it is you're ordering, because on my website, the reality is nothing gets charged to your card until, or their card, until I speak with them. Because lots of times, especially now, you know, you don't have every flower in stock. You don't have every vase in stock. So before we bill out anything, lots of times I'm sending them pictures with my cell phone to say, hey, we have this instead. Do you like this better? Can this be an alternative, right? We just try and do what we can to make it work for everybody all the way around. And I mean, sometimes we're in a bit of a crunch because the wholesalers don't have the supply chain like they used to, right? Because things have changed, definitely, for everybody.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Stay with us. More primetime local news after the break.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
Welcome back. Our Abby St. John chatted with Becca Lawrence from the Lloydminster SPCA for this week's pet project.
I'm joined here with Becca from the SPCA, where she has Cadbury, an adorable little black kitten. Becca, tell me a little bit about how Cadbury and the rest of his litter came into the SPCA.
Yeah, they came in with their mom. They were born here at the shelter. And yeah, so there was a few of them. So, oh goodness, we named them all after Easter names. So, oh goodness. So mom's name is April, and then the other kittens were Mini Egg, and this one's Cadbury and Hershey. Goodness sakes. And yeah, so they've been out in foster for all this time, and they just got he just got neutered yesterday, so he's ready to go to his new forever home.
And he looks very, very playful. Is that kind of how his personality is, or does he have a bit of a calmer side as well?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's full of all that playfulness right now, but when he is ready to settle down and cuddle, then he's very, very affectionate. He's ready to get all snuggled right into your neck as soon as he's ready for nap time.
And how is he with other cats? I'm assuming he's with his litter. So how does he interact with other cats, as well as the loud barking of the other dogs?
Pretty good. Like, they just got back yesterday, so I was gonna bring two on, but his brother did not like the dog passing him earlier, and he's still quite upset about it. So this one was a little bit more calmer, or calm to an extent. And so it was just him today, but so they are still a little bit nervous, but that dog is also quite big and energetic as well, so probably scared the kittens a little bit, but yeah, so for the most part they're young enough to still get used to it anyway.
And is he just the only black cat in the litter, or is it multiple black cats? I know black cats are kind of the ones that are left alone for the longer periods of time. They're the less adopted ones. So how is the rest of the litter as well?
For the most part, so the two that are here, they're both black and white, and their two other siblings were full black, and then their one other random one is a full gray kitten. So all three of the black and white and gray one are here right now and ready for adoption. And so yeah, they were majority of the crew. We expected to be a little bit more colorful because Mum is a dilute tortoise shell. So we were expecting a little more color, but I mean, he's still pretty darn cute.
Yes, very cute. He has that going for him. Now you have his litter. How else have you been doing with numbers wise with cats and dogs wise as well?
Really good. Like we just got a surrender in yesterday, and then we just have the one other dog up for adoption. So for dogs, we're doing really well. And for cats, I think on our post we made yesterday that are currently available, like altogether, I think we only have 23 animals that are available for adoption. So it's still a low number, and we would love to see them all go to their forever homes. So that's kind of our goal before everything goes back to normal.
And have you had any more strays come in, or have you had a problem with numbers coming in instead of going out?
For the most part, no. We're able to call off our waiting list really well right now, because we aren't seeing a lot of stray animals right now. So which is fine. Obviously, everybody wants to stay home right now, and that's good. So yeah, we aren't seeing too many strays coming in right now. But yeah, so I imagine, like I said, once things kind of go back to normal, that'll change a little bit.
And then really quickly before we wrap up, if anyone, are you still doing that adjusted adoption where they have to call in? If so, what is the information that they need to know if they do want to adopt during this time?
Yeah, so our adoption, or our appointments, I want to say, are between 12 and 4:30. So we do try and just limit to one person in the shelter at a time. So yeah, so typically, yeah, we just book those appointments just to keep everybody separate. And yeah, so it's just calling the shelter, or you can message us on Facebook as well. But the shelter number is just 780-875-2809.
All right, well, thank you so much, Becca, and hopefully Cadbury and the rest of his litter find their forever home very, very shortly.
Yes, I'm sure they will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Manage your waste and recyclables with Quick Pick Waste Disposal. 100% locally owned and proud to serve and support the communities we call home. Quick Pick, the convenient solution to avoid pollution.
All right, I'm very pleased to be joined with Karen Mannion from Park Landscaping out in Edmonton. So Karen, first off, thank you very much for joining me today.
You're welcome. That's exciting.
It is. So one thing that got my attention was you guys are offering these packages, these seating, these gardening packages. So I guess just talk a little bit about what they are and what are some of the contents that are inside them.
Okay, so we're offering a vegetable planter kit, and it's a 4x8 raised planter that includes premium garden soil, and it also have 8 types of vegetables. Vegetable package seeds. We have carrots, beet, kale, lettuce. We even have some sweet peas and beans.
Now I know you're with Park Landscaping, as we mentioned before off the top. Why did Park Landscaping want to get involved in doing these packages?
Yeah, so the reason for the kit arose in response to the current global situation where people are more restricted to stay at home. A lot of people lost their job, and many are struggling between kids and work all from home. So Park Landscaping wanted to support people in this time, and so that's why we put together a kit so people can grow their own vegetables. So it's really support a sustainable approach where people grow their own vegetable, they save money, they eat healthier, and then they most importantly they stay home and be safe. Another benefit of this kit is encouraging people to be active, to connect with nature, and it's known that gardening have a very calming and relaxing effect and improve moods and a general well-being. Another benefit for this kit is just that kids at home, I believe that they get very bored and they just stuck to the screen. So it's an opportunity to kind of get them outside and be more active and learn about vegetables. They really get to see the whole process of vegetable from seed till mature plant. And so it's a very fun, it's educational and family-oriented experience.
Absolutely, and as you obviously touched on kind of who would benefit from that, we obviously do have a lot of big gardening communities here in the Lakeland region. I guess who came up with I know you guys, how do people order them, I guess is kind of my next question there.
Yeah, so one way to is just call us at Park Landscaping. You can even go to parklandscaping.ca and just put on a search bar vegetable planter kit, and that will just pop up. And you can also have our phone number on the website, and just call us and we can help you to order.
I guess for you personally, what does it mean for you to knowing that to be a part of a company that is offering something to help the public during this COVID-19 pandemic?
Well, we really just want to reach as many people as possible and to support people. And it's really opportunity for people to do something together, to stay close as a family and as a community. So even though it's challenging time, there is always opportunity to find goodness within those times.
And I mentioned, of course, you are an Edmonton-based company, but for people out here in the Lakeland region that want to order these kits, do you guys offer shipping outside of the Edmonton area?
Yeah, we offer, there's be like extra cost for shippings, but we are open to it. We're also trying to partner with a local greenhouse in Lloydminster, so then we can ship them the planters and they supply it directly to the clients.
Well, Karen, thank you very much for joining us today and sharing all this great information with us. I know, like I said, we have a big gardening community here in Lloydminster, so I'm sure they can benefit from that. So thank you once again.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Joining me today, all the way from Japan, is Andrew Albers. Andrew's a pitcher in the Nippon Baseball League, originally from North Battleford, Saskatchewan. Andrew, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Evan. Good to be here.
Now, we talked about it just off camera here. It's 2 o'clock your time. It's actually 11 o'clock here in Lloydminster. So quite the difference. What was that like? I guess just getting used to it. You've been there for a few seasons now.
Well, once you get over the jet lag coming back, it's usually not too bad. You know, those first couple days can be a little bit tough. It's a 15-hour time difference, give or take, depending on where you are. So, I mean, those first couple days can be a little rough. I usually find it a little tougher going back home than coming here. But after a couple days, you're fine, and then it's just like once your body gets used to it, and you're fine. And just a couple days of jet lag, other than that, you're good.
Now, Andrew, for yourself, you spent some time in the Major League Baseball. With the Twins, with the Blue Jays, among other teams. What was that experience like for yourself?
I mean, that's a dream come true. Anytime you get to play at the highest level, especially being a kid from North Battleford, Saskatchewan, when not a lot of people get that opportunity. I mean, to be able to have that chance, to have the way it went in those first couple starts with Minnesota, and then 2017 with Seattle was a lot of fun as well. It's really couldn't ask for much more. Obviously, I wish the ride would have been a little bit smoother. Certainly had my ups and downs, and it was certainly a grind to get there. But looking back on it, you know, when the career is going to be over and getting a chance to go back and look at the things that I was able to accomplish, feel very blessed and very fortunate that I was able to experience the things that I did. And
for yourself, another dream come true for a lot of people is getting to represent your country, which you did a number of times. What was that like, just getting to wear the maple leaf?
That's always a great time. Greg Hamilton does just an unbelievable job with the senior national program, and he really makes you want to go play, and he makes it a great experience every time that I've gone to play for the team, whether it's the World Baseball Classic with the big leaguers or the Premier 12 or the Pan Am Games where the big leaguer or 40-man guys aren't eligible. It's always been a great experience, and a lot of that credit goes to Greg and the people that he gets to represent Canada. And we have a great time together, and fortunately I've been part of some successful teams, winning a couple gold medals at the Pan Ams, and that makes it a little bit more special. And again, getting to represent Canada, having Canada across your chest, and getting to play with those guys, it's a lot of fun, and those are some of the best highlights I've had in my career.
Now, moving over to Asia, was the baseball a little bit different, or was it more, I guess, life that you had to get used to switching continents?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. Obviously, the culture is a little different here. There's a lot of great things about it. The Japanese people, they're very hardworking, extremely respectful. There's a lot of great characteristics that they have here with their culture. And the baseball's a little bit different, too. You know, they're much more fundamentally sound. Overall, they're probably not quite as talented as over in North America. I mean, when you're only taking players basically from one country and 95% of the league is made up from players from there instead of from 5 or 6, obviously you don't quite have the depth that you have in North America. but there's still some really good players over here. There's definitely some guys that could play in the big league, start for any big league team over there, and maybe be all-stars. So, I mean, there's some really good players over here. You just don't quite have the depth, and as a result, what they do here is they play a little bit more small ball than what you see in North America, but they are very fundamentally sound, and that's part of their work ethic and part of the way they approach not just baseball, but life in general.
And Andrew, you found quite a bit of success there, even being named to the All-Star Game one season. What was that like, just being able to take part with the best of the best in your league?
Yeah, the first year went really well. The first half of the season was as good as I could have asked for. We scored lots of runs when I happened to start, so got lots of wins early on, and it was great. It was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, herniated a disc later on in the season, so wasn't quite able to finish as strong as I would have liked. Ended up missing, I think, the last 6 weeks, and last year battled some back issues again, and so last year didn't go very well, but hopefully try to get healthy this year and give it one more shot. This is the last year of my contract at the moment, and if we get playing again and can go out there and be healthy, hopefully get back to that first year's form and have a good season.
Now, you mentioned if you guys can get playing again. Is that something that's sort of on your mind even when you're just training? Is, the potential that you couldn't have baseball or maybe a shortened season?
Well, I mean, if you would have asked me that 3 weeks ago, I would have said there's probably no chance that we don't play at some point this year. Now I'm not so sure. The virus has been a little bit more serious than what I thought it was going to be personally. It's certainly taken its toll, and you've got to be really careful. And the problem is if you open things up too soon and all of a sudden you have one case, everything shuts down again. So it's a fine line. I'm glad I'm not the one making those decisions and being in charge of that because I don't know what I would do. But at the same time, I hope we get to play at some point this year. But it's hard to say right now. I mean, you're seeing the same things in North America and really all over the world as far as sports are concerned. It's just too big of a risk right now when you have that many people going into a condensed area with the number of virus cases that are continuing to build up and that are still out there. It's just not realistic right now. We'll see what happens kind of in a month or 6 weeks down the road and go from there. I mean, I don't think we're going to start over here before May. Obviously not before May. I'd be surprised if we started before June. And so we'll see what happens. Hopefully we can get it going then, and it'll be a little bit of a shortened season, but a shortened season is better than no season. So.
Well, Andrew, I appreciate you taking this time with me, and best of luck with the upcoming season.